Something dangerous, and I clicked the explore button on Instagram one day, which is like the Wild West for your self-respect. And so I clicked on it and I saw a picture of the Kardashians, who are a very successful family of businesswomen. And I saw numbers written across them and I thought, oh, I bet that's their net worth. And I clicked on it because I wanted to know. And it was their weight. It was their body weight. You would never have a picture of a group of men, of businessmen, with their body weight written across their bodies. And then once you click on one, because of the algorithms of social media, more and more and more of those posts came up with more and more successful businesswomen like Taylor Swift or Selena Gomez, what they weigh, not what they've done, what they've achieved, how incredible they are. And I realized that's still how we value women, just via how much flesh they have on their body and how much space they're taking up in the world physically. And this is crazy to me because we're curing cancer and we are raising children and we are out there getting great degrees and doing amazing things in the world, and we're still being reduced to something so petty and pathetic. So I decided to say what I weigh on the internet, which was my amazing relationship, my financial independence, my friends, my amazing job, my bingo wings that I love, you know. I'm into them. I never want to get rid of them. This is how I want to be. This is what I'll remember on my deathbed. I'm not going to be thinking about love handles that I did or didn't have, or whether or not I had a flat stomach. I have never had a flat stomach. It just doesn't happen. It's just not going to happen, you know. And it's my little warm roll, and I like it. And I'm not a failure for not having a flat stomach. And so when I put that out into the world, I didn't expect anything back, but I got thousands of responses of women sending their I Weigh pages back, to the point where I had to start the Instagram account because I didn't want them to just disappear into the ether. And then now, without any like real advertising or anything, and no tricks or schemes, we're not working with anyone, we have over 170,000 followers just in a couple of months of people who are just fed up of being reduced to nothing more than a little number on a scale. And I think what I might have done is, for a few people anyway, woken them up to realizing that we're being poisoned, and it's worse than ever because of social media. It was bad when I was young, but you know, you had to go out and buy magazines that were toxic. You had to look for bad websites. Nowadays, it's just in your phone and it pops up whether you want it to or not. We're taking girls' eyes off the ball. We're making them think about their bodies all day when they should be thinking about their jobs or their relationships or growing their happiness. If you could have an app that monitored how many minutes of the day people spend like hating the way that they look, it would be so sad if we could really see, if we registered how much that bully that's in all of girls' heads, how much it was saying to us and how often it was telling us that we're not good enough even though we're amazing and we're contributing incredible things in the world. Oh no, the police, they found me. Hide me.
This has been Jameela Jamil, everybody. She's got to run.
It's the fashion police. I started I Weigh. It's at I_Weigh on Instagram. It's an amazing page that will make you feel so good about life, and you see people who've survived cancer or who have overcome disability, and just people of all ages and all backgrounds celebrating themselves, as damn well we should. I was nationally fat shamed by the media for about 6 months because I'd gotten a huge job on radio and I'd made history as the first woman to ever host this big show on the BBC Radio 1. And in my first in my first 3 months, my figures went up by 200,000 people, which is great and a wonderful triumph for me as a woman in that role. And the newspapers decided to not report my triumph. They just reported that I'd gained 3 dress sizes and photographed only pictures of me bending over or somehow mid-air. And always just of my arse and my thighs. There would be photographers sitting outside my house all night and all day calling me a fat C-word to my face in the hopes that I would either cry and then they'd have a photograph of a bigger woman looking sad, because they love that narrative. They don't understand that you could be happy and sexy and having loads of great sex, which I was, at any size. Or they were hoping that I would attack them. So after that, I think it was the first time I'd ever really experienced that. And it's actually kind of a shame that it took me being singled out like that to make me want to get up and fight. But it made me aware of something that I saw there was something really wrong with, and it made me want to begin my activism. So I started speaking out. This is about 6 years ago. And I spoke to at Parliament, in front of the House of Commons. I started speaking to advertising agencies, and I released 3 plus-size clothing lines. And it was actually the most successful year of my career. So, but that was, my activism was 6 years ago. The worst part about this is that I've been talking about all of the same things for 6 or 7 years. And while I did get some attention from doing that, and people were starting to listen to the things that I was saying, it wasn't on the scale that now, when I've lost weight because I've come off the medicine that made me gain weight in the first place, now that I'm slimmer, people are listening to the same thing I've been saying for 6 fucking years. And that is the biggest problem with the fact that we don't listen to the body positive activists, because when a bigger woman speaks out against the way that society and this industry and the media and everyone around us shames us, you just call them jealous and bitter. And you kind of victim blame them and make them feel like they're a failure. But suddenly a slender actress on an NBC sitcom says it, and everyone acts like it's the first time they've ever heard it. And I know that there are so many people who think that, not so many, but some people definitely who think that I am taking over a movement that isn't mine, but I've been talking about this for years, and this is something that I will talk about until it's gone, and that's what I Weigh is all about. Most people's criticisms of me, I think when people say that I'm too slim to speak out for body positivity, I think there is a flaw in that, because as I was saying before, if when you are bigger you speak out about it, they say you're too jealous and bitter to speak out about it, and then if you're slim and you speak out about it, then they're saying you're too pretty or you're too thin to talk about it. So then who the gets to talk about it? What a genius way to silence all of us. You need the people with a platform to speak out, because unfortunately these are the people who get listened to. And the most important thing, and this is the thing that I'm doing more and more with my activism, is making sure that I use the platform that I have to uplift other activists, the ones who are doing the work, and to pass the mic and share that limelight that I now have with the people who've been doing this work for decades before I came along.
I think a lot of people in this industry get into this industry because of a hole that is inside all of us. There is a void in us that needs mass love because we didn't receive it at some formative time in our early lives. And so therefore, a lot of those people are sometimes bad for my mental health to be around. And there's a lot of narcissism in this industry, of course, and I'm sure I have it. And I'm probably not good for some other people's mental health. There's also a lot of, I guess being self-absorbed kind of comes into that, but not quite. A lot of insecurity and a lot of competition, and that can make me uncomfortable. It brings out something bad in me. So I tend to stick to my friends who do other jobs when they're not famous, and often they're not even in this industry at all. I like creatives, and I like people who are interested in things outside of fame and what it is that I do. I think it's really important for me to be around people who don't care about what it is that I'm doing. Most of my best friends have literally never seen anything that I've done, which is beyond like, oh, I just missed it. Like, it's beyond callousness. That's a deliberate attempt to never give a fuck about what I do for a living. And I've been doing this for 11 years, and some of them have never seen anything, and I've been friends with them throughout that entire period. Beyond my Instagram, most of my friends have no idea what I do for a living. So that has been very good for me. It's a little bit annoying, but that's the narcissist in me. Generally, I'd say it's made me a better person. So just stick to your real friends, and if you find real friends within this industry, a couple of whom I have, then keep the ones who are the least toxic around you. But good luck. Be careful. It's weird out here.